Hello Nigeria, I am Becky Madujemu. Welcome to Newsline. The people of Ekiti State went to the polls Saturday to elect a governor. We have the scoop of what happened in a major town in that state after one of the contestants was declared winner. Another location we intend to visit, also in the first part, is a popular ghetto in Lagos. It's a mixed grill of interesting people, and you'll be left with several impressions. Our movement will also see us in Jigawa State. Would you believe there is a place where the people party every night? I'm not talking about the regular party we are familiar with. The nightly affair is actually a tradition. Now, talking about tradition, two historical women were remembered by two first-class traditional rulers in their respective domains. Very colorful events not to be missed. We also have great stories in between. But let's hear the news first by Lydia Ochi. Over to you, Lydia.
Thank you, Becky. 2018 FIFA World Cup ends in glory for France in a 6-goal thriller. Ayodeji Makinde has the World Cup update. Many thanks, Ayodeji. And now back home, former Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, has been declared winner of the Ekiti governorship election. This was announced by the INEC returning officer, Professor Idowu Olainka. Timothy Yusuf has more.
In the result announced by the chief returning officer, the APC candidate Dr. Kayode Fayemi polled 197,459 votes to defeat Olushola Kolakwa Olubumi of the PDP, who polled 178,121 votes. The candidate of APA polled 1,199 votes. ACD candidate scored 1,149, while the ADP candidate polled 1,082 votes.
John Kayode Fayemi of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law and scored the highest number of votes, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected.
The governor-elect, Dr. Kayode Fayemi, says it is a victory for the people of Ekiti.
This was not just an Ekiti election. I want people to understand that this election has a lot of significance for the future of democracy in Nigeria. And the fact that we have witnessed a very free, fair and transparent process has huge portents for a similar exercise in Osun State next door and eventually in the national elections in February 2019.
He implored citizens to remain loyal to constituted authority. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NT News.
Still from Ekiti, Ado Ekiti, the state capital, was agog Sunday as people came out to celebrate the victory of the All Progressives Congress candidate in the just concluded governorship election. Kola Adebobuyi has the details.
Shortly after the declaration of Dr. John Kayode Fayemi as the winner of the governorship election conducted by the INEC in Ekiti State, most streets in Ado Ekiti went agog as loyalists and supporters trooped out in their number to celebrate the victory of the APC candidate in the poll. The atmosphere on the streets of Ado Ekiti was that of a celebration as people expressed joy over the victory of APC in the election. APC supporters and loyalists celebrated the emergence of Dr. Kayode Fayemi as the governor-elect of the homogeneous state in grand style.
It's the person we want. Finally, good tidings have come to Ekiti.
Free and fair election, no intimidation, no harassment.
The governor-elect, Dr. Fayemi, later stormed Ado Ekiti, the state capital, in company of his supporters from Isho Ekiti, his country home, before addressing timid crowd at the state party secretariat. Presence of security operatives could be felt in the metropolis to prevent post-election crisis in Ado Ekiti. Kola Adebobuyi, NT News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated Dr. John Kayode Fayemi on his victory at Ekiti State governorship polls. A statement by Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, says the President commends the All Progressives Congress APC candidate and all party supporters for the hard-fought victory after a dignified campaign. President Buhari urges the governor-elect and APC members to be magnanimous in victory as the incoming administration prepares to unfold a new lease of life for the people of Ekiti State through purposeful and responsible governance. He commends the people of the state for their mature and peaceful conduct as they made their choice using the power of the ballot. President Buhari also lauds the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) for adequate preparation and displaying impartiality throughout the process. He applauds the security agencies for creating the right atmosphere for the relatively peaceful conduct of the polls and urges them to sustain the peace. The President commends local and international observers and monitors for their vigilance and contribution towards the relatively hitch-free exercise. He urges the losers to be gallant in conceding defeat and use constitutional means to settle whatever grievances they may have rather than resort to self-help. President Buhari appeals to all key players in Ekiti State to work towards a successful transition to a new administration in the higher interest of not only the state but the entire nation and its democratic experience. In the same vein, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed says with the victory of the All Progressives Congress in the just concluded Ekiti governorship election, Nigerians have spoken loudly about their perception of the President Buhari-led administration. Correspondent Anthony Forson reports that the minister said this while reacting to the outcome of the Ekiti governorship election result in Lagos.
The election was more than one state's gubernatorial poll. It was actually a referendum on the performance of the Buhari administration. And Nigerians are giving their verdict. Stories about it's not just a defeat for the PDP, it's also the defeat for all the naysayers who have named themselves the spokespersons for Nigerians. We want to most sincerely thank the good people of Ekiti State for ensuring that the election was free, fair, and credible, as attested to by local and international observers.
The minister maintained that the APC will not embark on any form of vendetta. The governor-elect of Ekiti State, Kayode Fayemi, says he will consult his contestants in Saturday's governorship election for their input to fine-tune his incoming administration's agenda. This was at a media briefing in Ado-Ekiti shortly after he was declared winner. Kola Adebubuyi again reports.
Governor-elect Dr. Fayemi, who was accompanied to the APC secretariat at Ekiti by his deputy, Chief BC Egbeyemi, and other leaders from his country home, Ekiti, saluted other candidates for their civility and patriotism in accepting the outcome of the election, saying he looks forward to their input to transform the state.
I salute all my fellow candidates for enriching the process and for your civility and patriotism. I encourage us all to accept the result in the true democratic spirit and commence the journey to reuniting our state.
Fayemi appreciated the peaceful conduct of people at the poll and said it is a clear demonstration of their desire to change the destiny of the state for good and restore its core values. The governor-elect applauded President Muhammadu Buhari and the leadership of the All Progressives Congress (APC) for bringing the state back to the fold of the progressives. Meanwhile, some of the candidates in the election have described the outcome as the will of the people and congratulated the governor-elect on his victory.
Nothing happens without God's knowledge. It has come, it has gone. And let me say this, I'm congratulating those who won.
The people have spoken with their votes, and that is the end.
The result of the election was highly credible. I commended the INEC, the law enforcement agencies. They all tried their possible best.
They appeal to the people of the state to remain calm and peaceful for the good of the state. From Ekiti, Ajegunle, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has expressed satisfaction and commends the Nigeria Police Force and other security agencies in the security arrangement for the just concluded Ekiti State gubernatorial election. A statement by the first Public Relations Officer, Acting Deputy Commissioner of Police, Jimoh Moshood, the IGP commends the high-level commitment and display of professionalism, civility, fairness, and unbiased conduct of police personnel in collaboration with other security apparatus before, during, and after the election. The impressive performance of the police personnel to ensure law and order and a successful election is a clear testimony of the capability of the force in its renewed commitment to adhere to international best practices in the conduct of elections in the country and the protection of lives and property. The Nigeria Police Force equally appreciates the law-abiding attitude and peaceful conduct of the good people of Ekiti State, traditional rulers, religious and political leaders, Independent National Electoral Commission, and the media. Away from the election, the need for peaceful coexistence using music as tool for advocacy has been stressed. This was at the NTA's Choir Concert 2018 with the theme Sound His Praise. Serafina Okun has that.
This is a maiden edition of NTA Chapel of Resurrection concert as it attracted participants from across the states of the Federation. The representative of the Director General of NTA, Moses Opanaji, Executive Director Engineering, says giving praise to God is a step towards restoring the nation and moving her to greater heights.
We believe in the process of this praise and worship, every irregularity in Nigeria will be eliminated.
Through praises, God rises from his throne.
So that we'll use it as an avenue to sell happiness, to sell our hearts out.
We must continually praise God. And he is the only one who deserves our praises.
Bible readings and performances by different gospel artists spice up the event. The take-home message remains that the essence of worship is not external, but an inner godly experience that comes manifest through service. In Abuja, I am Serafina Okun, NTA News.
From music, we now go to sports. Sports Minister satisfied with Stephen Keshi Stadium work as Athletics Federation of Nigeria releases Team Nigeria's list for Confederation of Africa Athletics Championships in Asaba. Amanzi Marcos has more on sports updates.
The local organizing committee of the 21st Confederation of Africa Athletics Championships in Asaba Delta State Thursday guided Minister of Youth and Sports Development Solomon Dalong on inspection of the Stephen Keshi Stadium Asaba venue of the August 1 to 5 competition Nigeria is hosting. The sports minister witnessed the laying of the tartan tracks and inspected facilities including the media center, VIP stand and the vehicles to be used, expressing confidence that Asaba 2018 will be a championship to remember.
With what I've seen here, our capacity to even host a world championship is possible.
We are going to also have the lighting system that will be 1,500 lux, which is the latest upgrade of lighting by FIFA and the IAF. We are going to have digital electronic advert boards, which is the first in this country, and we are going to have 2 digital high-definition scoreboards.
We've done our homework. It will be a very challenging feat for us to host and then be beaten. So we're expecting to host to win.
47 countries have completed their delegate registration and about 1,500 athletes and officials are expected to attend the one-week event. Meanwhile, the board of the Athletics Federation of Nigeria has ratified Team Nigeria's list of 94 athletes and 17 coaches for the Confederation of Africa Athletics Championships holding in Delta State. Blessing Okagbare Igotegwono is the only athlete to compete compete in 3 events, 20 others will compete in 2 events each, while 73 athletes are to participate in 1 event each, and the entire contingent of 94 athletes and 17 coaches will participate in 44 events. The board urged athletics clubs and associations to organize more competitions while assuring sponsors of mileage. With sports update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
And now a quick look at the weather picture across the country.
Welcome to the weather forecast from Nigerian Meteorological Agency. There's a lull in rainfall activities, and this is not unconnected to high surface pressure over the country, dampening rainfall. Not much is expected by Monday morning, except very early morning thunderstorms over Sokoto and Yelwa axis. A few rains are likely over Mambila and parts of Jalingo. Light rains and drizzle are probable over the Federal Capital Territory, Nasarawa, Kaduna, Benue, and the southeast coast of the country. We anticipate weather build-up by late morning to midday over the northeast, with prospects of rain and thunder to affect parts of Borno, Adamawa, Gombe, Dutse, Bauchi, and Yobe. Thunderstorms are expected to the southeast and its coast. It will be more of light rains to the southwest, with a few thunder to its high ground areas. For the central states, it will be cloudy with a few scattered rains here and there. We'll bring you more updates as events unfold.
It's now time for our first break. Becky will be back with Newsline after the messages. Stay with us.
Famous boxer once said, the fight is 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 famous boxer once said, Naira recharge to call all networks where talkers and browsers live. The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
Wow, Chief Mike, how are you? Fine. I'm going to Sun office for the certification of my wheat flour. Oh no, things have changed. Sun has simplified all its activities. You could have even sent back a can and process all your papers online. Whoa.
With the efforts of Sun, the products of SMEs can now compete globally. Sun has put in place necessary machineries in support of the growth of SMEs. At highly subsidized charges, SMEs can now get their certification, laboratory testing of their products, as well as purchase of standards. Meanwhile, Sun is carrying out massive seizure of substandard goods in the market and have gotten legal backing to prosecute offenders, all to protect consumers and SMEs. Sun, improving life through standards.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Adam, go and bring us your husband. Okay, hello baby. We're in this together, okay? Can you hear me? Keep coming forward. Wait, stop. You okay, lean to your right. Keep walking down. Keep walking to the left. Yes. You're almost here. Keep going. You are here. Wow, you did it.
I'm just so glad I didn't have to use my cane to do this.
And I am so glad no other man got you before me. Let me be your eyes.
We will never stop working to give you a network you can rely on, so you can enjoy life's special moments. MTN, everywhere you go. Nigeria, we're behind you all the way. It's your time to shine.
The federal government of Nigeria, through the Federal Ministry of Health and the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, will be conducting a comprehensive national survey known as the Nigerian HIV Indicator and Impact Survey, NICE, to reliably estimate the current status and spread of HIV and hepatitis B and C across the 36 states of the Federation and the FCT. NICE will help to plan and develop more effective programs to control HIV and hepatitis, as well as reduce their spread in our communities, leading to healthier individuals and families. NICE will be implemented through close collaboration with state governments and agencies by conducting interviews and blood tests on qualified participants in randomly selected households across Nigeria. NICE is free, voluntary and confidential. NICE has commenced and will last for a period of about 6 months. This announcement is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health and the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA.
There is a reason Africa is called the new frontier. What was once potential is now an opportunity ready to be seized. Once revered for our resources, today's wealth lies in our people. People who build the cities that shape the future. People who know an idea in one place means business in another. A generation for whom technology means there are no borders, no boundaries. We are the new lions in a brave new world, kings of the urban jungle. And there's a bank that puts the world in our pocket and the future in our hands. UBA, Africa's global bank.
Thanks for staying on the line. The story of 10-year-old Pelumi Blessing, who was found on the streets of Abuja and handed over to the FCT Social Welfare Department by the police, took a dramatic twist as his mother, Olayemi Ibrahim, who had been searching for him for more than 3 weeks, came forward to claim her son. Patience Grayok Christopher, who has been following the story, reports that the drama took another dimension when Pelumi came face to face with his mom.
People say there is the miracle of television. This played out in the story of Pelumi Blessing, who was earlier reported on NTA Newsline to have run from home as a result of abuse on him, according to his testimony. The story took a total turn when his mother, Olayemi Ibrahim, rushed down to NTA Abuja Channel 5 station after receiving several calls from friends and relations informing her that Pelumi was seen on television. She was taken to FCT Social Welfare Department, and with joy and relief to have her Pelumi back, she showed convincing evidence that Pelumi was her child who ran away from his uncle's house and was since declared missing. She told a story of how she was pregnant out of wedlock, and after childbirth, she had to take Pelumi to her relation for proper care while she moved on with her life as a young woman.
This boy, when she was small, I carried this boy to me go and meet his grandmother. That I don't have anything to take care of the boy. They should help me to take care of him. People will now come in the in this Abuja, say, I'm sitting down in this Abuja and my baby is suffer in the village. I should go and carry this boy. My mother now tell me that even him, they are calling him in the village. Say, see your grandchildren. He suffer in the village, and you sitting down in Abuja doing nothing. He can't take care of that small boy. This old woman that they give, he can't take care of this boy. Go and carry the boy. So I now went there to go and carry me, but I don't tell his father that I want to make this boy to come and stay with me. I just tell her that. I just tell him that I want this boy to come and use holiday in my place. If they finish holiday, I will return it. But I did not return the boy. I will take care of this boy when she was small to this time. Even his father, she don't even send, maybe she will even send 1,000 naira to me to even pay the school fees, or maybe she's eating, or maybe she's wearing clothes.
All the excitement was, however, doused by a shocker from Pelumi Blessing, who outrightly denied ever knowing his mother, his uncle, nor his little brother.
You don't want to go back to your mom again?
This is not my mom.
Who is this woman here?
I don't know.
Who do you want to see now to come and take you away from that place?
My dad.
Your dad, what's your daddy's name?
Blessing. I have two brothers. One is gay, one is Faith, one is John.
Do you know him? Who is he? Pelumi.
So I'm working in an automatic car wash when they are selling food. They are paying me 500 naira every day to take care of the two boys, and I'm struggling to make all these two boys to be okay.
To further prove that Pelumi was theirs, they provided family pictures, yet Pelumi denied knowing them. As the drama ensued, NTA crew sought to draw inference from earlier findings, which took us to LEA Primary School Charity in Kabusa community in Abuja, the school we learned Pelumi attended before his disappearance. His class teacher, Marcus Christopher, spoke to us.
Pelumi Blessing is my child in primary 3E. His serial number is number 37, while the admission number is 5007. So he has been coming since we resumed from the school this time, from first week to 8th week. It was on after Salah break that when we are registering, calling the register, it was unfortunate he was absent in the class. Later, after 1 week, we got a report from his parents that Pelumi is needed. They came to us and reported that he is missing.
His uncle's place at Charity, where he stayed, was also visited.
Pelumi Blessing is still with me because of the stubbornness, because there's no man to handle him. So because I'm around, they now brought him to me that okay, I should use man hand to hold him.
Despite our findings and the evidence from his mother, Director Gender Department Agnes Hart took this stand on the matter.
Mother is here, but she's saying that it's not the mother. Even the brother, the younger brother, is still saying it's not the brother. But my interaction with him, he's saying that the father is somewhere in Kaba, Kogi State, but they are saying Lokoja. The mother is saying Lokoja, so we will invite the father. We will go around it. Let's take him as a baby that he is, and be patient a little bit. We'll talk to all the parties involved, and we do the needful.
As the drama continues, 3 days after, the father surfaced.
It's not true at all.
Why do you think it's not true?
I didn't see any fact in his word, simply because I knew Pelumi to be a very stubborn person, and that's number one. And the second thing, this is not the first time he ran away from the house. And why would I even believe him? Hence is denying her mother. So everything he's saying is not true. Immediately I entered, I saw Pelumi behind the door. So he greeted me, and immediately he came to me and hugged me. And I asked him, why you deny your mother? All he could say is that he's not her mom.
A son to deny the mother. But since the father is here and he has identified the father to be his biological father, we'll ask him to write to the Secretary, Social Development Secretary, seeking release of his son to him. Then we process it and hand over. But we still need to work on the family, because we believe that the family should be very strong and united. When the family is strong, the society is also strong. So we still work on the family to see how to reconcile them.
The social welfare resolved that Pelumi is a minor who needed total care and must be under strict supervision.
Tempted to say Pelumi is a troubled child, but with some tough love and mentoring, we ought to get back on the right track. Now, it is almost certain that everyone in Nigeria has heard of Ajegunle in Lagos. Now, Ajegunle means different things to different people. To some, it is a ghetto with pictures that signify urban neglect. For others, it is a community that churns out stars in various fields. Jennifer Igwe will reveal to us the good, the bad and exciting parts of Ajegunle, also known as AJ City.
Hey, shine your eye, where? Shine your eye, shine your eye, where? Look your back, look out, where? Stand where?
When Ajegunle in Lagos is mentioned, the first thought that comes to mind is a slum where life is hard. The reality, however, is that Ajegunle, or AJ City as it is called, is like many neighborhoods in Lagos. It has the good, the bad, and the historical parts to it.
They call it jungle because this is the center of Nigeria. I call it so because you can find every tribe in Nigeria here.
The lyrics of this song by AJ musician Baba Frayo tells a bit about the good part of Ajegunle. It is a neighborhood where fake people are not tolerated.
Have you heard about my song Notice Me? Anywhere we then go, they show themselves. So if they show themselves, they'll cut them to size and they yap them and they don't associate with them.
So some people that goes to the club buy champagne of 200k, people go there, hey there. If you even go to their house, then they even chop well. Maybe their own, they don't even get carpets.
Ajegunle, which in Yoruba language translates to wealth has arrived, can be described as a neighborhood rich in talents, both discovered and undiscovered. Many great names in the entertainment industry, sports, academia, politics, and many other fields have their roots in AJ City.
A lot of good things there for Ajegunle, only that because of based on the way they don't paint AJ, people need to see them. Normally here in Central, nowhere you no fit reach for Lagos if you want to come out from AJ.
While some parts of Ajegunle are calm and structured and could pass for low and low middle income areas, others are just classic scenarios of squalor. Life is sure tough, crime high, and survival of the fittest a day-to-day strategy.
Not they say maybe if they go here, a person carry bottle bus, no, all this is not again. If like before, you know, stand like this now, boys don't come say, hey, we have money, all this kind of thing. We have money now, but those things them, what will them pass, will not be come back again.
Although some areas are very dingy and can never win medals for good sanitation, remarkable improvement in development process over the years has resulted in better roads and infrastructure. In spite of this, however, influx of trailers with containers that are packed indiscriminately on streets and drivers who operate recklessly are damaging the roads and making life unbearable for the residents.
A way to your home, adjacent to your home, you cannot enter your house because trailer have blocked your passage or your entrance. So it has become a problem, and the roads, there are big potholes. Trailer is normally falling at that junction there, Begasuya. Trailer normally turn and fall. Both cargo and the one that is carrying PMN.
Turn and fall on top of Okada man. At the wall there, they are taking one way. They hit three people. The Okada man carry 2 persons plus 1. They kill 3 of them. The Okada driver with the 2 passengers died at the spot. So that day my wife is pregnant. No way for emergency to take my wife to hospital. Trailer block road. You have to take from here to my 2.
Even the very poor may be groaning about economic challenges, but are ever happy, and happiness that they create for themselves. And hey, food is cheap in AJ City.
Get 100 naira, go my food shop. But some other places you cannot get price 100 naira for my food.
Many dance steps have evolved from AJ City.
We have control, we have swore. You understand? And we still have skank. When you skank.
Ajegunle like you've never seen it. Interesting setup, you must admit. Now, in the face of unemployment, Nigerian youths are beginning to take their destinies into their own hands by acquiring skills and venturing into various forms of businesses. Correspondent on special assignments, Ingino John Adams, had been interacting with some young entrepreneurs and now reports.
The rising rate of unemployment among youth is a problem that affects economies in the world. Statistics show that there are about 73 million unemployed youths and 35 million annual entrants to the labor market globally. In Nigeria, youth unemployment rate is said to stand at about 33%. 22-year-old Omojesu Oyindamola, a 100-level computer science student, has decided not to be part of the statistics. He has gone into photography, which he says makes him financially independent.
I chose photography as a career, not because I don't have anything to do, but because of I actually wanted to play a good role in my life, aside from my parents helping me out in school and outside my family.
Just like Omojesu, these youths, Tayo Obanla, a shoemaker, and Omobolanle Kuye, a makeup artist, are not interested in securing white-collar jobs as what they are doing fetches them enough money.
It even pays more than white-collar jobs because you can just sit down at a leisure time, do things, create more designs, make shoes, make palms, make slippers, and by the next day you have customers already wanting to buy. People even make orders to buy.
Handiwork brings more money than job, and it brings opportunity to people to meet people and have a lot of job.
Towards bringing more youth into the category of entrepreneurs, the United Nations fixed 15th of July annually as the World Youth Skills Day to address issues relating to skills and jobs for youth, which is a major feature in the 2030 Agenda for the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Bolanle Olumeko, Knowledge Management Assistant, United Nations Information Center, says the day is significant because youths form the larger part of the society.
We're encouraging more of them to, improve on their passion, make money from their passion, be employed than just roaming all over the places and looking for jobs that are just not there. So it's important that the vocational and technical training is very important at this time. At least that will empower them.
It's very important that we begin from an early age to change the mindset and orientation of an average youth. Many of them are so inclined towards white-collar jobs, and until we begin to reorient them and make entrepreneurship and other vocational skills attractive to them, the unemployment level will continue to skyrocket.
As awareness on the significance of investing in youth through technical and vocational skills development increases, it will give more youths like Omojesu, Tayo, and Omobolanle the opportunity to contribute to the economy of the nation.
The message is clear. Without skill acquisition, you can't become a successful entrepreneur. Moving on, there is a community called Sarah in Jigawa State. For the people of this rural town, almost every night is special because they stay out to celebrate in a robust way. Hamis Surogo bumped into them in the line of duty and will now share the colorful experience of this ancient tradition.
Nightlife in rural north can be exciting, it can be beautiful and great. Now, in a typical rural setting, the people entertain themselves in a various ways, musically and culturally. We are in Sarah in Jigawa State, and I would like to give you a perspective of the excitement that is going on that night. Just follow us and you just see the excitement.
It is entertainment rare and beautiful. The incipient night in Sarah, Jigawa State, is bringing back the spirit of the people of old. It is a night of Garaya music, and in most rural houseland, Garaya is popular and symbolic. It is essentially a rebel music, also because of its tendency to bring male and female in close contact in a society which prefers separation. It is also the signature tune of a unique group of people found all over rural north, with the claim to have a spirit possessing them, and as such allow them to do unusual things, but by no means harmful, including the ecstatic spirit dance. The The visual and acoustic ambience of this arena reflect that belief in which unseen spirit can enter human body. These women I believe to be the link between the spiritual and the human spirit. They don't talk. Their works are venerated. And when they are seated, they are left alone. This boy is similarly in a regalia befitting of a class of people that commune with the spirit world. In many parts of rural Hausa, these select groups are intervention forces against evil spirit possessing innocent souls in real life. In truth, some audiences here do believe in these assumptions, and the reason they are here. Several are here, however, because of the entertainment value of the night.
People from all across North travel to be here. It is a change of environment and a musical get-together. Friendships are formed here and businesses.
Gatherings like this in the rural household do not occur, however, without reason. This whole package is a weekly platform put together by a group to support the community and individual members. Every week contributions are made to a member to help him enhance his business or farm activities or build a house.
We are a self-help group with over 500 members registered at both state and local government. We hold these musical gatherings every weekend, except it is deep into rainy season.
In general, people identify with Jigawa music on a large scale without essentially subscribing to the ancient rituals and practices that the music promotes in decades past.
It's entertainment every weekend. They must be grateful to their forebears. Let's now pause for some messages. When this break is over, it will be time to celebrate two historical female traditional icons. Keep it here.
African kings, African stars, African heroes, African greatness, African legends. In Africa, our heroes are our legends. Daniel Amokachi, Samika Ford, Raji Jaidi, and El Haj Julie. Mustafa Haji. Legends never leave the game. Experience the legendary game with Glow Data Unmatched. Glow, Grandmasters of Data.
Nigeria, we're behind you all the way. It's your time to shine.
Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1, the delicious combination of rich cocoa and wholesome goodness of milk. Just add hot water to get an instant chocolatey treat. Cadbury Hot Chocolate 3-in-1. Just add hot water.
Dettol team is visiting schools to teach children how to protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses? They are spread through germs. You collect germs that cause diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands and taking your bath with Dettol soap to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Bath yourself, Dettol soap every day. Wash your hands.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
Here comes the last penalty kick. Can Lariat score and defeat malaria? Can Lariat make history today? Lariat is set to take the final kick. He steps forward. He kicks it. It's a goal! Lariat has made made history, striking out malaria.
Lariat, an anti-malaria drug formulated with artemether plus lumefantrine, a winning combination that treats malaria effectively. When malaria strikes, hit malaria back and hard with Lariat. Lariat comes in ranges of tablets for adults, disposable tablets, and suspension for children for easy usage to protect yourself and family from malaria. Hit malaria with Lariat today. Manufactured by S County Healthcare Limited and marketed by Farm Nigeria Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, please consult your doctor.
Welcome back. In order to encourage the study of science and technology in Nigeria, Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company Limited has inaugurated a multi-million naira laboratory at Eroko in Kwara State. Dami Lola Balogun Elebiyo, who witnessed the unveiling, filed in this report.
The civil infrastructure facility with 4 laboratories fully furnished with modern science equipment and chemicals, the managing director of Shell Nigerian Exploration and Production Company Limited, Bayo Ojulari, represented by the General Manager Exploration and Deep Waters, Dayo Adewi, and the Group General Manager NNPC NAPIM, Mr. Roland Ewubari, represented by Mrs. Jolayemi Kolapo, explained that the project is part of the company's larger educational support program to help government in the task of providing high-quality educational facility in public schools. The managing director advised the students to take advantage of the laboratories to build solid foundation for the future.
SNECO and indeed all shell companies in Nigeria have a long history of supporting education.
Assisting the government to provide quality delivery is a crucial aspect of our investments, and that is why NOPIS is pleased to partner with Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company.
Kwara State Commissioner for Education, represented by Mrs. Comfort Abioyi, Director Human Capital Development, Kwara State Ministry of Education, who applauded SNEPCO for picking a school in Kwara State as one of their projects, assured the donor that more qualified teachers will be posted to the school. The beneficiaries of the school commended the initiative taken by SNEPCO.
I believe students, even teachers, are going to benefit.
I'm so glad about it because there are some items that I've not seen before.
Most of the things are older, there. A lot of things that I say is not there.
They expressed optimism that the facility will enhance teaching and learning of science in the area.
Next up, the Oba of Benin, His Royal Majesty Oba Ewari II, has unveiled the recently remodeled Emotan Shrine with some traditional rites in Benin City. The significant ceremony was a show of the rich cultural heritage of the Beninese. Meanwhile, the Omonoba was also formally presented the certificates of academic excellence of his third son, Prince Ibinidu Ewari, on a different occasion.
The Oba of Benin, His Royal Majesty Oba Ewari II, recently unveiled the newly transformed Emotan statue situated at the place where she was buried during the reign of Oba Ewari the Great. Emotan was a trader who lived around the 15th century. She assisted Oba Ewari the Great to reclaim the throne from his brother Oba Iwaifyokun after several years in exile. When she died, the Oba made a proclamation to defy her and ordered any man invested with a title to visit and pay homage to her shrine. In view of this, Oba Ewari II performed some traditional rites of edification and fortification, accompanied by his wives, chiefs, and a mammoth crowd. The Oba prayed for the peace, progress, and stability of Edo State and Nigeria. In another development, the third son of the Benin monarch, Prince Ibinidu Ewari, formally presented his certificate of academic achievements to his royal father. The Oba of Benin, beaming with satisfaction and joy of a proud father, prayed to God and the ancestors for the success of his son in his life endeavors. Oba Ewari II said the prince, who had remarkable academic excellence right from his primary school days in Sweden, secondary school and tertiary education in the United Kingdom, deserves to be celebrated for being a worthy conduit of honor and pride. The eldest child of the Oba, Princess Mrs. Ikunyemwen Eware Aimiwu introduced the various degrees and certificates obtained by her younger brother. She appreciated her father, the king, for the quality education he provided for his children.
He has a degree, a first degree, and 2 masters, and 1 unique course that he also.
Prince Igbeneghu thereafter presented his certificates to his father amidst excitement and cheers.
The Morton remains a spiritual matriarch to the Belize, and congrats to the genius prince. The sky is your stepping stone. Now, in the history books, the uniqueness of Moremi as a woman of valor and courage who liberated her people from slavery and oppression was relieved when the Oni of Ife, the Imperial Majesty Eniton Adeyeye, declared the wife of the Ogun State Governor Olufunsho Amosun the Moremi of this era. Adejoke Oluyemi was there and filed this report.
Yenito Guwusi recognized the support and effort of the governors and their wives in promoting the virtues of Moremi and history.
This makes me to remember the story of Moremi all the time. A powerful and courageous queen whose warmth, selflessness, and courage found their way strongly in the hearts of powerful kings in the Black history.
This is about our culture, and it's important. Indeed, if you manage our culture well, it's a big business, really.
There is no woman, no nation. The modern-day Moremi Olufunsho Amosun, supported by a counterpart from Osun and Kwara states, regards the honor and celebration of all women who embrace humility, love, courage, selfless and dignity in all ramifications.
Thanks to God for this great honor. Definitely, I wouldn't even try to step into Queen Moremi's shoes. I think this is just a way of appreciating women in general.
The occasion, which parades traditional rulers and chiefs, identified the importance of referring cultural values and morals for the love of the younger ones.
Stand for justice. Which women stand for justice?
The book, written in both English and Yoruba languages, is to put the history of the legend in the right perspective for posterity purpose.
We should see ourselves as people that can bring progress, that can impact positively on the society, and we shouldn't be limited with the sayings in the society or the belief that we are weaker sex.
But I want to appeal to everybody that Moremi, the first Moremi, was outstanding with the qualities that the Lord endowed on her.
Congratulations to the Moremi of our time. It is indeed an honor well deserved. A star-studded movie that tells the story of two sisters caught in the center of a financial scandal has premiered in Lagos. Elizabeth Amori reports that the movie, Lara and the Beat, is directed by Tosin Koka, the son of NTA's Executive Director Programs, Ole Koka.
Refusal to perform their civic responsibility, the right of destroying on the building and everything inside it.
That's an excerpt from the movie Lara and the Beat from the stables of Biola Alabi.
Can you not share this movie on your social media for us?
Excuse me, you're going to need them one day. All 3 million of them.
It is a literary piece that depicts the struggle and survival of two sisters, Lara and Daragiwa, whose empire was taken from them by their treacherous uncle after the death of their parents.
Lara, you just don't have anywhere to go.
R&B star Shay Shay played a feisty social media queen who is determined to become a music idol and was able to achieve a dream through the help of ace rapper Vector, who starred as Sal the Beats. Somkele picked up the role of Daragiwa, a calm and calculated documentary filmmaker who couldn't stop until the Giwa Empire was recovered. The fusion of talents from Nollywood and the nation's music industry, the casts say, is a synergy which portends growth for the Nigerian creative industry.
The cast scrolls takes 3 to 4 minutes. 3 to 4 minutes of cast scrolls. Do you know what that is? That's a lot of manpower, hands on deck.
You need a great soundtrack to create the emotions that you need that you're trying to project in the movie, and I think that TY Mix did a great job within this movie and the soundtrack.
There's this kind of people who doesn't feel we are. They see, they're like, whoa, Sedo. I mean, they have this kind of thing, the bond I like. I mean, it's fun working with them, and I'm happy working with them.
Science service industry is evolving, we're becoming one, we're collapsing all the lines. So across the lines of fashion, music, film, food.
Tosin Koka is the creative director of the movie.
It was a lot of work directing the film, but it was also a lot of fun, you know, working with the wonderful, talented cast and crew on it. So it was challenging, but I also grew as a filmmaker.
Biola Alabi is a creative filmmaker. She shares her thought on the star-studded piece.
There's been original music created for this film. So the one thing I always tell people is when you watch this film, be careful because you might start dancing. And I think that's what's going to happen. People are going to come out of the cinema smiling, lifted, but at the same time thinking about a conversation that we've started in this film, which is about what is our responsibility? How do we rise up in the face of challenges? How do we rise up after something horrible has happened in our life? And I think that's the things that are going to come from this.
Movie enthusiasts also comment.
It was a kind of a good progression of the sort of Nollywood narrative that we're seeing that can kind of go beyond our shores.
I'm really proud of my son, Tosin. Fabulous. It's like labor of love. That someone is pregnant and then they bring it to birth. That's the way it is.
Lara and the Beat featured Saidi Balogun, Shoma Akpota, Lala Akindoju, Vector, Shay, among others.
Let me go, let me go, let me go, let me go while my feet are on the ground.
Great job. Way to go, Tosin. Keep them coming. And thanks for bringing that, Lizzie. We have 2 questions on Newsline tonight. 1, why do most Lagos motorists drive like bats out of hell? 2, when last did you post a letter at the nearest post office? The streets will be answering when we return from this break.
Speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
If you don't get money, hide your face. You can call me small doctor. Omo ya teacher. Wọ́n ti gba penalty lọ throwing.
Smartphone Network.
What makes a Nigerian mom powerful?
I trust the power of Dettol's One Capful for bathing. The power of Dettol's One Capful protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Be 100% sure.
Madam. Brought us as usual.
As usual.
For the three people.
You are welcome, sir.
As usual, yeah?
You take that one. You take that one. You don't understand? We want Nigerian homegrown rice. Finish. You don't have? You don't have?
Join the rice revolution today.
No other rice that tastes like Nigerian rice. Are you sorry? That's the Nigerian rice we are talking about. Chocolate made in Nigerian rice. Healthy food. I'm going to bring Mrs. Mobu to come to chocolate rice of made in Nigeria here. And see how it are made.
Correct.
How they are cook it.
Correct.
Homegrown rice are good for your health. It boosts our economy and give employment to our people.
This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Winning in hot and dry conditions is hard. Causes the body to sweat, which attracts germs that are easily passed from one person to another. What keeps you so cool, man? Dettol Cool combines Dettol's protection and an invincible icy feel. For super cool confidence, use Dettol Cool.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
Fake news which is shared for malicious purposes is a danger to our peace and security in Nigeria. Misinformation as fake news is a serious threat to our hard-earned democracy and promotes hatred and misunderstanding between our communities. We are all responsible for stopping the spread of fake news in its tracks. So, always check the source and credibility of any news item. Say no to fake news. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information.
Glad to have you back. It was a night of music, dance, sumptuous food, laughter and entertainment at the Shehu Musa Yaradua Center, Abuja, as family and friends of engineer Adeolu Odushote gathered to commemorate his birthday. Chineye also reports that this party, which had a rare theme, featured pleasant surprises at every turn.
Celebrating 61 plus years and more, the night kicked off with a meet and greet on the red carpet with lots of hearty cheers and good wishes.
He's a good friend of mine. He's a veteran missionary, and at the beginning of my time in missions, he was very instrumental too.
Many happy returns, long life, prosperity. I pray that he will age gracefully and in good health.
The command performance of Ayo Simi's Iton, an award-winning stage play produced and directed by Thespian Family Theatre and Production in collaboration with Digital Press International, gave the night a unique twist. Laced with both cultural and contemporary dance and music, Iton mirrors the impact of cross-generational conflicts current in modern-day world through the battle for supremacy.
Here we are in a nation that's a beautiful nation, rich, colorful, with wonderful people. But you find out that the thing that tears us apart, religion, gender, age, all sorts of things. If only we could just put aside, the differences and work together.
The wife of the celebrant and permanent secretary, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, Ibukun Odusote, who is the brain behind the night of celebration, says the choice of a stage play for a birthday party aims at promoting and supporting the culture of live theatre in Abuja.
People don't usually laugh in Abuja, and we want people to laugh. We want people to relax. We want entertainment. Entertainment is therapy for good living, and that's what we believe, and that's why we're here.
That's a very, very powerful play. Although you may not be able to erase the past, you can actually correct the future by taking control of the present.
It feels needing thanks given to God, and that's what it's all about. Gratitude all the way. That is faithful, is good, and it makes us hopeful for a greater future.
With the many themes in the play, Ito hopes to communicate attitudinal change the nation so dearly needs.
Many happy returns to wish the celebrant more years. To help now, self-medication has remained a growing concern to everyone, especially medical practitioners who frown at indiscriminate purchase of medications over the counter without prescriptions from qualified medical practitioners. This report, compiled by Ime Udori, focuses on the dangers of self-medication, its prevalence, and ways of checking the menace. According to medical rules, drugs are supposed to be prescribed by experts before being purchased at pharmacies and chemists. It is also part of the rules that pharmacists and chemists are supposed to demand for prescriptions before selling to intended individuals. One of the reasons for this is to checkmate the abuse of drugs, which is common in the society. This rule, which is strictly observed in developed countries, is said to have saved many lives and promote good health. However, it is very common to find people administering drugs on themselves, especially when they have mild health conditions without expert prescription.
I once in a while do that, especially when it's just maybe minor headache that could result from stress.
My daughter was actually having some malaria symptoms, and we bought her malaria drugs and they didn't work. So we went to the hospital to check, and it was not malaria, it was something else.
Sometimes I do. But the thing is, probably, maybe I was sick before, they gave me some drugs, I've become better, then suddenly that sickness came up again. The self-medication is that I go back to that drug I took before without an examination.
But what is the medical doctor's opinion on self-medication?
Definitely not. It's not advisable to self-medicate. Drugs are to be prescribed. There are a few drugs that are over-the-counter drugs, paracetamol, pain relief, that people can get over-the-counter at the pharmacies without a prescription. But ideally, majority of drugs should be prescribed by a doctor before somebody uses.
All drugs are dangerous and can only be used for the indications they are meant for. And usually it's a clinician that would know what drugs suit certain health conditions. So it's always better to get a doctor's prescription. However, if somebody has a headache or a mild ailment, you can use things like paracetamol, for that. It is only when the condition persists. So in that wise, one can self-medicate for minor complaints.
Research shows that self-medication can pose potential risks to patients. These risks include incorrect self-diagnosis, delay in seeking medical advice when needed, to mention but a few.
Lots of drugs will have side effects. So if you use a drug that you're not supposed to use, number one, you don't even know what exactly is going on with you. So you think you have headache and you buy anti-malarials to thinking it's malaria. Meanwhile, you have a brain tumor. So you've not gone to check and you keep using these drugs and the condition gets worse. So people tend to take the wrong drugs for the ailments they have.
You may not know the right doses for those drugs. So if you go buy it for yourself, you might get a lower dose or you might get too high a dose, causing toxicity. If one gets a lower dose, even if it is for the right ailment, but you're not using the proper dosage for it. Let's say, for instance, somebody needs 2 tablets 4 times a day, but the person is only taking 1 tablet twice a day. Now what it will mean is that it will drive resistance to these drugs.
Administering drugs on self, medical experts say, can also lead to death.
I've seen a child die from just taking 1 tablet of Septrin. I've also seen another child who had no teeth in the mouth die because the mother was giving teething mixture. This is a 4-month-old child who had no teeth in the mouth, and the mother said she was preventing teething problems, and this child died from side effects of that drug. Antibiotics are the commonly abused drugs. Analgesic, you've mentioned that a lot of drivers will take like different types of analgesics all together. Drugs that are doing the same thing, so you are using like 3 different analgesics all together, and all that have effect on the tummy, and they may end up with complications of that.
What are the right steps to follow when one falls sick?
Anyone who is sick should go to the hospital and complain and get the right treatment. Don't tell your neighbor what is wrong with you and let your neighbor say, okay, when I had something similar, this was what I used, because it may be similar, but it may not be the same thing, and your neighbor is not the doctor.
There is no doubt that self-medication is dangerous and must be avoided. Self-medication always begins with over-the-counter drugs. It must not end tragically. Doctors are there to medicate for the rest of us. One last break before we call it a glorious night. Please stay with us.
Nigerians. Suicide bombers are not spirits. They are not ghosts. They are human beings like you and me. They live amongst us. They are your neighbors. They are your friends today, but terrorists tomorrow. So you must know your neighbor now. Security begins with you and me. Know your neighbor. Be vigilant. Be security conscious. Report suspicious persons, objects and movements to the police and other security agencies. The security of our nation is a duty for you and me.
If you see something, say something. Nigeria unite against terrorism. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
France has just been crowned champions of the 21st edition of FIFA World Cup Russia 2018 after beating Croatia 4-2 at the finals. In this report, Gift George reviews the reactions of football fans before, during and after the match as the drama unfolded.
The first FIFA World Cup Russia 2018 came to a climax as football fans turned out in their numbers at various viewing centers to cheer the 2 finalists, France and Croatia. Some of those fans had various reasons for supporting either team before the match kicked off. Some supported France for its connection with players with African descent, while others supported Croatia for its quality and surprise elements throughout the tournament.
Croatia team are the most exciting team in this tournament because the way they play their football, you know, most especially one of their players, which is Modric. Since when we have been beaten by Croatia, I love the pattern of playing. So I wish them good luck today.
I supported France. My husband supported Croatia because France had a lot of personalities. You know, so that actually played out for them.
France is going to win the World Cup, man. They are so determined. My heart was with Croatia, but my head told me France will get it.
As the drama unfolded with goals and could feel the joy and of both France and Croatia. There were mixed reactions from those fans at the end of the 2018 FIFA World Cup final, which France won 4-2 over Croatia to become world champions.
You cannot judge a team against their quality. France was always going to get there. They have the quality, they have the pedigree, and don't forget they've stayed together with the same manager since 2014, getting to the Euro finals. I think it's well deserved.
If you look at all France game from the beginning to the end, it looks as if by each game they bring something new that will be enough for them to win the team they are playing against.
Give it to Croatia for doing well in this World Cup. Coming as underdog, coming to the final is not an easy task.
Well, the World Cup has come and gone, but the memories these fans experience sharing their teams will linger on.
And we can't talk about the World Cup without mentioning the pig and the cat. The two animals played Nostradamus, predicting matches. Olumide Guntala takes a look at this tradition that has trailed sports over time.
Days before the commencement of Russia 2018, a black pig known as Mystic Marcus predicted that Nigeria, Belgium, Argentina and Uruguay will qualify for the semi-finals of the 2018 World Cup. And according to the owner of the pig, Juliet Stevens, Marcus had 100% winning record after predicting rightly the following events: that Donald Trump will become the president of America, Germany will win the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, and in the same year, the winner of the Wimbledon tennis final, as well as the Brexit campaign. Similarly, a cat known as Achilles predicted that the Super Eagles will qualify for the second round of the Mondial after eating a bowl of food with Nigerian flag. All this gave rays of hope to some soccer-loving Nigerians that Super Eagles will be the first African country to get to the semi-finals of the world's most glamorous soccer fiesta. But that was not to be, as the Eagles were eliminated by Argentina.
Let's not believe all of those fables. Let's concentrate on working hard. Let's concentrate on planning early.
Those were jokes because pigs have no idea how football is played, nor cats. Forget the story of the octopus of those days. It's just human jokes and superstition.
Pig never predicted that the referee is going to be biased. And when the pig predicted, if Igalo had actually used this chance well, he would have been hoping to get to the semi-final.
Before the match, I already said that they should bring the pig for me to do pepper soup because I don't believe in such a fetish, such rituals.
Very amusing, but people placed bets on the predictions of those animals. The tradition is therefore beyond superstition. Still on sports, every coach in any sports always brings out the best in players, but this becomes a little complicated when one of the players is the biological son of the coach. If George takes a look at this arrangement in the Nigerian men's basketball team, where Coach Alex Uwoma featured his son Jordan in the team for the very first time at the FIBA qualifiers. But how does their affectionate relationship affect the team?
Akindele moving on quickly, and Nwora is having some night. Nwora puts up a three himself. Oh wow!
19-year-old Jordan Nwora had his outstanding best for Nigeria's men's basketball team at the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. When Jordan stepped into the court for his first competitive game for the country, he didn't realize he was making history as the first player to ever play for the country with his father as coach. Jordan, born to an American mother, is a Kansas high school student in New York, United States. He grew up developing his passion and skill for the game as he watched his father play and coach over the years. This, however, is his first time playing under his father's tutelage.
Just happy I could, make him happy. There's a lot of pressure on me playing for him for the first time, growing up, training under him. I never played for him, so it was just a unique opportunity. I'm just happy I was able to make not only him proud, but everybody proud.
This is the first time. It was very exciting, so I just cheer. I don't have to play, but I think that Alex is really hard on Jordan, but that helps him.
For his father, Alex, a former Cape Verde coach who got silver medal for the country at the AfroBasket Championship in 2017 when he took over the Nigerian team, he said he gave no special treatment to his son Jordan. He is firm on maintaining a balanced relationship with Jordan as a father on the one hand and a coach on the other.
As a parent, I just want to support him. That's what he wants to be. He wants to be a pro at the end of everything. I want to make sure I give him the opportunity, and I'm glad that he came to play for my country. Like I said, I would hate to coach against him because I know what he can do.
What he gives is what he gives all the time. He doesn't give more for his father or less for his father. Anytime he's working with any coach, he gives 100%.
Jordan understood that as the son of the coach, all eyes will be on him at the FIBA qualifiers as he tried to justify his inclusion in the team. Initially, the pressure got the better of him, but his dad, or should I say his coach, was there to guide him and his teammates throughout the game. And on the final day of the tournament against Mali, Jordan got his act together and made history by recording the highest score by a Nigerian basketball player in the major championship with 36 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists and 4 steals.
Diogo. Oh, a great pass inside to Nwora.
He does his job. He's my dad, but he knows when it's time to coach, and he'll push me just as hard as anybody else. So, you know, I'm kind of used to it. You can kind of see sometimes I have a little attitude with him, but it's my dad. It's just because I hear it not only on the court, I hear it all day, all the time.
He definitely deserves to be on the team. I think he proved that today. He threw it down pretty well. So, and Alex never would have picked him if he didn't think that he deserved to be here. He never would have put him on the team. Alex cares about winning, so he wanted to win for Nigeria. He wouldn't have taken a chance on Jordan if he knew he couldn't pull through.
I don't think I trained him. You know, he is thick-skinned. Don't let him his look fool you. You know, Nigerians say, you know, Ajegunle, that's what he is. It's not butter. You know, so I think, you know, for a kid, his talent that played at a very high level in the United States.
But what really happens behind the scene in this basketball family to keep father and son focused on achieving their set goals in the game?
He lets me do my own thing until if I go talk to him, you know, he'll give me some tips and advice on what to do and how to play. You know, today his main thing was just don't force anything. The last couple of games I would force a few shots, and his main thing was just, you know, let the game come to me.
If we're sitting eating dinner, basketball. If we're sitting on the couch, basketball. If we're trying to sleep, basketball. My dad can be really like hard on him and aggressive sometimes, but Jordan takes the criticism really well.
He has a chance to be a first round, you know, after all said and done in the league.
Well, Jordan had the opportunity to play for the United States of America, but interestingly, it was his mom, an American, who encouraged him to choose Nigeria, and he says he is proud of the decision to fly the green, white, green, especially with his father as coach.
And I would say Jordan's presence on the team gives it that movie-like euphoria. Yes, it does. Thanks, George, for sharing. The remains of the late Comptroller Immigration Service, Zone G, headquarters Benin City, Robert Oyebuchi, has been laid to rest in his country home, Umukwasala village, Ubosi, Idemili North Council area of Anambra State. John Ogujofor reports that the funeral service was held at St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Ubosi, with a call on Nigerians to live in peace with one another.
Reverend Victor Nzegu, who described death as a transition, urged Christians to live life worthy of emulation in order to make heaven. Governor Obiano, represented by his deputy Dr. Nkemo Keke, urged the family not to despair, but to trust God as the author and finisher of their faith.
We keep on living, we keep on praying, we keep on doing our best. His ways are not our ways.
Dust-to-dust rites were performed. Men of the immigration services also paid last respect to their fallen colleague in 21 gun salutes. The deceased wife and children described their late father and husband as a generous man. Elder sister of the deceased and the Deputy Controller General of Immigration, Lady Floretta Anene, described her late brother as a kind and cheerful giver.
Even at his sickbed, he still sowed seeds, even to the widows and the less privileged.
My dad was a caring man, a noble man, a gentleman. I will miss everything about him.
My father is a gentleman and is an honest man too.
Not for one day did he worry that he had all girls. He adored them. I wish every Nigerian man, every African man to be like my brother, who will not put much emphasis on male children. I'm a woman. I'm a Deputy Controller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service.
In their condolence messages, colleagues of the deceased who recalled their encounter with him said he was a selfless and a humble disciplinarian in the course of his duty. The in-laws and other sympathizers prayed God to give the family the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss.
Gentle life, quiet person, peaceful person. From the tributes that you saw in the program, you know that he's just a peaceful person.
Robert Ufeze, who died at the age of 55 years, is survived by his wife, children and other relations, among whom is Lady Floretta Anene, Deputy Controller General of Immigration Services. Until his death, Mr. Ufeze was the Controller of Immigration Services Zone G headquarters, Benin City. From Obosi, Idemili North Council area of Anambra State.
May his soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. This is where we end Newsline tonight. Thank you so much for being such a great company. We'll be back same time next week with a fabulous package. Just stay on the line till then. Up next is Alibaba. Seriously, he's already in the studios, looking good.